Hello, welcome to Hansons Clock Shop, clocksclocks.com. We get a common question to put a chain back on the cog after it's fallen off a cuckoo. So first of all, usually you have one still on the cog, so you need to secure that first. And this is how you do it. You pull up your weight, and let's say this one over here is not on its cog anymore, so you don't have to worry about that. We'll pretend. And you're going to put a wire, like they do at the factory, through, you pull it up to the stop ring and just secure it like so. This is what you should have done if you were shipping it and it came off the cog, because that's usually how it happens when it's upside down, it flips off the wheel. So a lot of times you have these little 9-inch cuckoos and you just can't get your fingers in here and that. So I'm going to show you with the movements here. So just pretend it's still in the case. You don't need to take out the movement from the case. You've got it just like this, but I'm going to give you a better view of it here. So your movement will have a cam here that lifts the bellow lifts. So it's kind of blocking your view of the cuckoo part. And this wheel here is for the time. So it really works about the same on both. So this is without a star on here. You don't want to take the star off, the cam that lifts the bellows. It's on there friction tight and it's a real pain. You have to get heat to it, heat it up and pry it off. The older ones had a set screw. That was 40 some years ago. So this is what it would look like if you could see through that wheel. And you can see the chain is off the cog. You know, this is from the time side, but it's very similar. You've got a, this is what it looks like when it's properly on there. So there's two ways you can do it. Sometimes this is simpler. First, putting a screwdriver up through the hole where the chains go through, because this is still in the case, you'll figure out which is the power side here by clicking on the click here. You know, I'm pushing here right now with the screwdriver and it's not giving. So I'm going to go the other way and it's giving. So we want to try and start threading this chain on there from the side that is the way the click goes. And we're going to flip it upside down, the clock. You've secured your other chain. And I know that the click goes this way. So as you're looking at it here, it goes counterclockwise. So you've got the clock upside down. You can see it. You've got your back door off. So to the left here, this chain, I'm going to try and just get a few, two, maybe of the links of the chain onto the wheel there that we want. And since it's a small clock, a 9-inch probably, you're going to have to use a screwdriver to move that click, and it will come back on there, hopefully on the other side. You know, as you can see, it's almost ready here to jump back on there. In fact, you can, there, and you might need a flashlight to look in there. So now it's back on the cog. You flip it upside down, and you'll pull it back through. First of all, though, before you can, well, that's the first way to do it. The second way to do it is you'll need to remove the round stop ring. We'll pretend this is off the cog here. If that creates too much frustration, which it can. Years ago in the instructions, I told you how to do that, and they said, don't use violent measures. So it can add to frustration there for sure. So if that worked for you, great. You don't need to do it. This is the second way to try it here. Again, we'll pretend this is in the clock case still, and you've secured your other chain on there so it won't fall off. There'll be another wheel here. And you'll turn the clock upside down, and you've pulled out the chain from there like you just saw me do with the other chain. We can use this. So upside down, you know this is going to go counterclockwise. You'll do essentially the same thing. And you want to be careful not to drop too many links down in there, because you don't want it to go over another pivot in there. So I've done about down to here with the links. And again, you with the screwdriver, because you probably don't have enough room in there on a 9-inch clock to get it started, you'd click it and slowly, turn it so that you're not going to let it dangle over through here. You can see it's already, the links of the chain are right about there. Oops. So you could start with it vertical now and get a little tail of the chain sticking through. You'd be poking that through the hole in the bottom of the clock case. And as soon as you see a little bit coming through, you'll pair of pliers, or you can keep pushing it with the click. You'll get it to come through the hole in the bottom of the clock, and voila. So you'd still have your hook on the other side where it's on the power side, and then you just need to put your close your link here after you put on your round ring, and just close the link again here. And don't open these links up too much, because they fatigue and can tend to break. If that happens, just go to another link, because you won't miss one little link, or 2 or 3 or 4, and close the link there with the 2 sets of pliers so that it won't come off. And that should help. Let me know. Thank you, Hansons.